Hey guys, alright, so we're back today. I promised we would go through the Derpnstink. So as you can see here, we've got Derpnstink installed, imported rather to VMware Workstation, and we've got our Kali Linux here, so we're gonna go ahead and log in. I've got my notes here. I've already done this machine, so I'm just gonna give you a quick walkthrough. Let's see if we can get this going. So I'm gonna put this in full screen this time, and hopefully that'll make it easier for you guys to see. Excuse me. So first things first, we're gonna go ahead and open up our files here, and as you can see here in my documents folder, I've already completed derp and I've got everything there, but I'm gonna go through everything with you for the second time so you can kind of see what I did and how I did it. So this will be a walkthrough. I basically do every the only thing I'm not going to do this time is take my notes as I'm going, because that'll make the video that much longer. So I'm actually just going to go through, and the only notes I will take will be, we'll just maybe make note of the flags or something like that, right? So to save time, let's get to our desktop here. So I'm gonna do this the same as I would normally do a regular CTF, whether it's on VulnHub or Hack the Box or any penetration testing. It should be much the same, right? So what we're going to do now is we're going to make a directory, and we'll just call it derp. Actually, I'll call it derp2. So let's get into derp2 here. We have nothing. Alright, so what we're going to do here now is we're just going to do a quick net discover scan so we can get the IP of our target. Right, and just for net discover, and the IP range is going to be 192. I guess first of all I should get the IP of Kali. So here's the Kali IP right here, so that'll kind of help us out. So why don't we just do it that way first? So we'll just put Kali here, and I'll paste that in there. And then basically what we can do when we do our net discover tac R, we can paste in this IP range and then tac 24, and that should give us our derp IP, which I'm more than certain it's going to be the 130. So let's just Control C to get out of that. So I'm fairly certain that our target is going to be 130. So I'll just write that down here. And I'm just doing basic notes. I'll show you my other notes from before. So I'm just going to kind of do it this way. Actually, I better save this as, let's just save it in derp2. We'll just call it notes for now, just in case something goes wrong. Alright, so we've got that done there now. So now we're going to do an nmap scan. We're going to do attack SC and attack SV, and you can look this up later to see what these mean. I'm not going to explain it right now, and we'll copy in our target's IP address there. So we'll let that run. It should only take a second. I hope you guys can see this okay. I could make the fonts a little bit bigger. Alright, so you can see here we got our target title, Derpnstink. Okay, and it says here we got HTTP Apache server open on port 80. So let's just go ahead and jump into the browser, and let's navigate over to that particular web page. So we'll just put in the IP address and the port, and that'll take us over here to Derpnstink. Really nice, cool effect there. So let's just see if we can capture the source here. And that's usually one of the first thing I do. And then we're going to go down, scroll down, and we can see we've captured flag number 1. Right? That's kind of cool. Just goes to show you that something as simple as viewing the source can, you know, provide you with some information, right? So we'll just paste that in there, flag number 1 for now. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to run a derb on the same IP. So we're just going to copy this, and we're going to run derb on it, and we're going to see what we come up with. And while that's running, I'm just going to open a new tab here, and I'm going to do nano etc hosts. Oops, I forgot to put a space. There we go. And you can see here that I've already entered it in, but I've entered the IP address of the machine and the name, the local name. Okay, so you could do that as well. Alright, so we've got that done. Let's see, what else do we need to do? So as we're going through here, while this scan is running, we could just quickly kind of go through here, and we could see that there's a WordPress site, right? Okay, so we got WordPress admin, right? It looks like it's in the weblog WordPress. So let's see if we can find that particular site. So if we tack weblog on there, and there we go, it'll take us to the WordPress site for this particular machine, right? And so what we're going to do now is we're going to run WordPress scan against this particular site. What I'm going to do is just copy the address and paste it in. Let's see, for now I'm just going to run with the defaults, and then I'll show you after a couple of other things we can try. Now I've already run this before, of course, so we could see here that it came up with a bit of information that we're going to need. I'll try to keep this video as compressed as possible. So you can see here that there's some vulnerabilities, right? And I'll get to that in a second. But we also want to search for something else. So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to add in attack E for the users. Okay. And what that's going to do is give us a list of users. So we have admin and we have Uncle Stinky. And just keep that in mind. Like I said, I'm not copying and pasting all this right now just to save time. So the one thing we did find was that there was a vulnerable, it showed us in the last scan that there was 4 vulnerabilities identified. And we could see here one called slideshow gallery. Okay, so this is all done here. We're just gonna leave that, let that be. What I'm gonna do is just open Metasploit here, the Metasploit framework. Just move this aside. What I'm gonna do here now is I'm gonna search Metasploit for that particular vulnerability. So I'm going to do a search for WordPress slideshow gallery upload, and there we go. So you can see here that we have a positive hit on this particular exploit. So let's see if we can. Alright, so what we're going to do here now is we're going to type in use, and then we're just going to copy this exploit here. Okay. Now, just type options. Now we have to set a few things here. So the first thing we're going to do is set the R hosts. And we're going to set the R host, the remote host, to our target. Okay. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to set the target URI. So we're going to set target URI. And we're going to set that to this particular directory here. Okay. So weblog. The next thing we're going to set is the set WordPress user as admin, and we got that from the other scan there, right? You can see this one here where it said users identified, Uncle Stinky and admin. So we're going to set the WordPress user as admin, and we're going to set the WordPress password as admin. Okay, now if we want to check one more time, we could just type options again, and it'll show everything that we've set up. So now we're just going to run exploit. Okay, so what that's going to do is it's going to open us a MetaPredator shell here in a minute. So we've got a reverse TCP handler on port 4444. Alright. And there we go. We've got our MetaPredator now. So we can go ahead and type in sysinfo, and you can see that we're actually in the computer Derpnstink, and you can see the OS there, 4.4.0 generic Ubuntu. Yeah? Alright. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pop in I'm going to type shell. Alright. And then I'm going to type Python tac-c import pty dot spawn and bin bash. Now let me just double check this to make sure it's right. So Python c tac-c import pty dot spawn. Sometimes I type it wrong. I just want to make sure. And I go ahead and hit enter, and there we go. We got a proper shell there now. So now here you would normally go through your regular your regular enumeration. So you would check all the directories and go through everything, but I already know where I'm going, so to save time on this video, like I said, I'm just gonna go ahead and go there. So we're gonna go to cd var www html and then weblog. Okay, so now you can see here we've got some information. So what we're looking for is we're gonna cat out the WordPress config.php file. Okay. Now, what we're looking for is the WordPress username and password, right? So I'm just going to leave that there for a second. All right. And I'm going to run over here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to log in at the moment to the... Now you would have to find out where this is running. So you could do it with a directory scan, right? So you could see here, if you go back through the scan, you could see the PHP my admin is here. So we know that we have the database there we can access. So I'm just going to go ahead and and go there myself. So actually what I can do is just go back here and type in php my admin /. Okay, and what we want to log in as is, we saw the password here. It's going to be root and MySQL. So we're going to go ahead. I've already typed it in, so I'm just going to put MySQL, log in. I'm not going to save. And what we want to find is we're looking for the WordPress users. And I believe it's going to be here in this particular, and there it is. So we want to find these hashes here. Okay. So you can, there's a few different ways you could do it. You can copy and paste or whatever. I'm just going to export it, but I mean, you don't have to do that. So I'm just going to export it. I'm going to export it as a where am I here? CSV. I'm going to hit go. I'm going to save the file. Jump into my downloads here, and I've already downloaded it. You could see once before. So it says here that it's number 1 is downloaded. So I'm just going to copy it to my derp folder. And basically I'm just going to open that for a second. So what I want to do here now is I want to get these hashes here. So I'm going to go ahead and make a new file. Right? And what I'm going to do is copy these 2 hashes here into this file. So you got one for Uncle Stinky and you have one for admin, right? So Uncle Stinky was first. So I'm just going to close this right now, and I'm going to save this in my working directory, and I'm going to call it hashes. You could call it whatever you want. You could call it like crackme dot let's see, what I'm going to call it, crackme dot txt, just for shits and giggles. So I'm going to save that there now. And you can see we've got our hashes there, right? So I'm going to close this, and I'm going to jump back into my terminal here. I'm just going to clear all this out, so you don't need it right now. Oh yeah, so if you don't have the RockU word list, all you have to type is apt install sec list, right? And it'll install it for you. So it's already installed. It's already the newest version. So what I'm going to do here now is I'm just going to go here into my computer, and I'm going to search sec list. That's right here. I'm just going to open the item location, and what I'm looking for is I want to get the password list. So in leaked databases, I'm looking for the RockU password list. So I'm just going to copy it into my working directory in a derp2 here. Once that copies over, I'm going to extract it here. So once that extracts, we should be ready to go. Now I already cracked these hashes, so it's probably going to say that I've already done it, but I'll just do it again anyway. So let's see. So now I'm going to we're going to find the password for Uncle Stinky. So we're going to do John crackme.text word list is equal to RockU.text, RockU.text, right? Now it should it says here that I've already cracked these, right? So I'm just gonna show you here. So if you go in here into John, if I could spell, so So it should be in here, John. Open item location. There should be a pot file in here. Let's see, where is it? Pot check. Password.lst. Let's actually go back here and search for pot file. .pot. Oh, okay. Computer search. Pot file. Dun, dun, dun. Where is it? I think it's in john.pot, I think. In john.pot. Where is it, John? Where are you, John? Let's see. No, it says, let's see, John help. Can't seem to locate the pot file. Let's see. Pot file to use. It should be in, should be in the John directory. Let's see, John. Maybe it's in here. No. It's gonna be in here, I'd say. John. Anyway, to save time, I'll just go and get it from here. But they do. You can. Let me just get these two passwords from here. So these are the passwords anyway. I can't find the pot file right now, so I'll just put them here. Alright, so we've got those passwords there now. So we're gonna go back here and log into the WordPress again. So it's going to be in vlog. So we're going to use login with Uncle Stinky. And password Wedgie57. Apologies for not finding the pot file there. I couldn't remember exactly where it went to. Anyway, but when you do crack the hashes, it will come up here and it'll show you the two passwords from those hashes. We actually could try Hashcat. Let me just see if I can. Well, I'll go back to that later. I'll leave that for now. I digress. So you can see here we've got the second flag, right? So flag number 2. So we'll copy that. So there's flag 2. Actually, delete these arrows to make it consistent. There we go. Alright, so we've got the second flag there now. So now we're going to go back to our MetaPredator session here, and I'm just gonna go to the root directory, and now I'm gonna log in as Stinky. I'll grab his password there. Okay. So we're Stinky. So now we're gonna go to cd home, cd Stinky, cd desktop, and we're gonna cat this next flag here. Okay, so flag 3. Alright, so we got our user flag there now. So let's just copy that. I'll put this in here. So now we got to do some cool things to get the root flag, because we're not root yet, right? So we're gonna go back a directory. We're gonna go to FTP, and like I said, I've already enumerated this, so that's why I know where to go. Files, and you can see here we've got some stuff. So let's go into the network logs. And you know, part of the fun is enumerating the box and going through the directories and seeing what you can find. But just to keep the video short, I'm just showing you, you know, step by step of the whole progress to root here. So I'm going to cat out this file here. So we got derp issues.txt. And so you could see here that it tells you that he forgot his password, and you can you know, he's saying commence the sniffer, so it kind of gives you some clues on what you got to do. So we're gonna go back here, and you can see we've got an SSH, so we're gonna cd SSH, and you have to do this 7 times. So and we can't use the up arrow, so what do we got? 1 2 3. Let's see, 1 2 3 4 5. cd SSH. cd SSH. And there we go. So we see the key there now. So we're gonna cat that key out. And what we're gonna do here is just copy this key, because this is gonna be an SSH key. So I'm gonna do copy, and I'll make a new file here. I'll paste this in, and I'll save it as in my working directory there. So I'll go to desktop derp2, and I'll save it as stinky.key. Oops, I think yeah, there we go. Okay, stinky.key. Oops, did I accidentally, let me go here too. I accidentally saved it. I accidentally saved it with that. There we go. Okay. So we can close this now. It should be fine. Let me just open it again just to make sure. Kind of had a little typo there. Everything should be fine. Okay, so what I'm going to do here now is I'm going to come into my working directory here for a sec. I'm going to go back down here and just go back to root for a sec. I'm going to go here and clear this up, and I'm going to, we can see we've got our stinky key there. So I'm going to change to 400 and stinky. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to use SSH tac I stinky.key and stinky at, let me grab this target IP here, and there we go. I've already accepted the public key, right? Normally it would ask you, right? So I can actually close this right now. I'll just open another. Okay. So now we have to get root, right? Because we're not root yet. So basically you would go through your enumeration here again, right? So so let's go to we're gonna go to We're gonna go to CD home. We're gonna go to Stinky documents. Oops. Let's see, we've got the derpissues.pcap there. So we want to grab that, right? So I'm just gonna go to my other terminal here. I'll clear this out. And I'm gonna do scp tac I stinky.key stinky at IP address home stinky documents. We're gonna grab this particular file right here. And we want to put that into our temp with the same name. Okay, and you can see here that we've transferred that particular file. So let's go and get it now in our temp directory. You can see it's right here, so I'm just going to copy it into my derp folder. And what we're going to do now is we're going to open it with Wireshark. You can just ignore that particular warning there. And basically you have to go through this, but I already know where I'm going to go because I've already gone through it. So I'm just going to go down here to 5598 5598. Where are you? Right there. And I'm gonna go follow TCP stream, and you could see here the password entered was derp. So I'm gonna copy that and write it down here for now. I'm gonna close this out for now because I don't need that anymore. So I'm gonna come back here to my metaprinter. So I'm gonna do Mr. Derp, and I'm gonna put in the password. You can see now I'm Mr. Derp. Right? So I don't know what I can run as root at the moment, so I'm just gonna do a quick check by typing sudo or super user do tac L Mr. Derp's password, and it's gonna show you here that Mr. Derp may run the following commands on Derpnstink. So home Mr. Derp binaries derpy. So now I've already done this, so the file may still be there. So let me just go there. And I have already made the file. So I'll just cat the file out. And it just shows you that there. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just run the file, and because I've already done it, so now I think I have to actually do it the other way around. So I'm gonna go to, where was I? I was in root. So let me go back to there and delete that and go through the actual process. So we got to go to home binaries, paste. Okay, and then we're gonna go, actually we're gonna go to, I'll go right back to the beginning. So it's gonna be home Mr. Derp. yeah, so okay, let me remove that folder and whatever is contained within that folder. So I'm just gonna remove okay, so I'm gonna make the directory now. Binaries. And I'm gonna echo bin bash to binaries derpy.sh. Then I'm gonna chmod binaries derpy.sh. And then I'm gonna do super user do binaries derpy.sh, and we can run ID here now. You can see we're root now. So then we're gonna go to root. We're gonna go to the desktop. You can see we've got the flag there, so we're gonna cat the flag. And you can see we've got the last flag here, flag number 4. Okay, and that's it. That's the root for Derpnstink. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video, and if you have any questions or whatever, just or comments, you can just leave them in the comment section. Excuse me. I'm going to I believe I'm going to post my notes. Oh, I did forget something. I meant to show you before I leave. Let me do that. I meant to show you my notes from the first time around. So here was my notes from the first time around. So basically with this set of notes, what I'm going to do here is I'll post this set of notes, my initial process to root this particular machine. I'll put it on my GitHub, and then you can go through it step by step as a walkthrough and try this machine yourself. So anyway, I hope you like this walkthrough, and have a good one. See you in the next one. Ciao.